Hey everybody, it's Barbara. And finally, here is the long mentioned and I don't know, highly anticipated Re-Ment video. And I thought I would start out by showing you the two typical Re-Ment boxes. I paired these two together because one is called, if I can scroll down, it's called Modern Girl, and the other is called Tashba Roman. So Modern Girl and Grandfather kind of go together because it's a similar era if you notice in terms of the design of the accessories. So I decided that I was going to put them together and give you a chance to look at them all together. The first thing that I want to point out about each box, as you can see here on the bottom, is if you buy a label like this, it's written in both Japanese and English that will say that the label confirms a complete set. That's kind of important if you're a collector and you want to make sure you get everything, especially if you can get them from eBay sellers. Make sure that they have that sticker and that this isn't just some hodgepodge put back together. Usually when you get a Re-Ment box, it's going to look something like this. Each accessory set will come in a box like this. This was the Teshbo Roman. This is for Modern Girl. They're very traditional in girl is pink, boy is blue. And then usually it's I was going to say it's the back of the box, but for this set, because it's so huge, they actually had to put it on both sides. So now you can see that's the girl set, one side, and this side will give you what each box, it's an 8-box set, each box will contain. Here's the version for Grandpa, what each box will contain. Here's the thing about Re-Ment, and I think you kind of saw that in previous reviews where Re-Ment was included as part of the 1/6 scale package. You're going to see that scale-wise, it can be very tricky. Some will work beautifully with 1/6 scale, the 12-inch figures, and some will not. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and show you this setup I've created. Just quickly in passing, the main desk in the center is bespoke when they were very briefly doing 1/6 scale. And then the two pieces on either side I got off of eBay. I want to say they're both Regent miniatures, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's go ahead though and show you what I'm talking about in terms of problems with scale. Let's scroll down first and come in. If you notice on the bottom, you have a little, what would look like, if they were sitting on it, a very nice breakfast table for a 1/6 scale figure. That's supposed to be a desk. Obviously, that's way too small. This is supposed to be a badminton panel. Again, too small. This is a pillow. The pillow would work as a throw pillow on a 1/6 scale couch. The chair is, I don't even think a Kelly could fit in that chair. And then you have a little cabinet over here. The cabinet will open. It opens both sides. Oops. You could put stuff in it. I guess you could use it like to put blankets in. The fan would be very small for a 1/6 scale to hold, but the purse is right on 1/6 scale. So I'm just very briefly showing you the different scales. I think now would be a very good time to introduce in a special guest who's going to further illustrate scale on, scale off. I wanted to show you again the problem with scale. As I was saying, these things are very small. We also have a really small, which I'll bring front and center, a very nicely detailed, but very small sewing machine. You can't put a 1/6 scale. Oops, sorry about that, guys. You can't put a 1/6 scale person next to it, or a Kelly even. These two pieces are a little more tricky. On the one hand, you have a phone, which is fine. It's it's obviously built into a wall piece, and then you also have the grandfather clock. Now let me bring in our special 1/6 scale figure. And as you can see, he can pretty much walk on the clock. So I guess it would be a very strange, I guess if you wanted to, you could put it on a desk, like a high desk, and have it as the centerpiece of a mantle. The phone is the same problem. But watch, if you lift it up, which I'm about to do, I'm going to lift the camera up. So hold on a second, I'm going to lift the camera up too. You lift. So I've lifted the camera up, so now you can see the doll, and if you were to put it eye level with him, if you notice, the proportion is right for him to pick up the phone and use it if it was hung up on a wall. So you would use some sticky tape to do that. Let's go ahead and very gently walk him over to the food table. And as you can see, there's various bits of food. There's a couple of teacups. There's a box of, literally a box of sandwiches. Some alcoholic beverages. And then behind that, some cakes. If I were to stick out, obviously I'm going to stick out his hand. The coffee cup is about, it's a little small. It's like an espresso cup. It's about the right proportion. Ditto the teacup. If some of you are looking at this guy and you're noticing the ring and you're starting to think, is that who I think it is? Yes, it is. And you would know then that this is nowhere near large enough of a glass of beer for him. But on the, so it's kind of on scale. This is what I'm saying about on scale and off scale. The beer glass isn't, oops, but the beer bottle is just right. So let's go ahead and take a look now too. Oh, by the way, yeah, there's just real quick here. This is a bottle opener. It's the right scale. If you go in and look at his hand. I'm going to bring him in a little closer and show you what's supposed to be, if I can hold it the right way, the teaspoon. Again, close. No cigar. It's close. I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and I'm going to move away some of the smaller pieces, and I'm going to show you, have him sit on the couch and show you in proportion how the rest of this is going to look. Okay, I just want to continue to show you, now that he's sitting down, and be a little bit easier to show you some other pieces. Remember I had previously had this badminton set. So obviously this would be more like a fly swatter to him. Not that he would need one, but this would be a fly swatter. The phone is again kind of tricky. The phone, it's hard for me to hold it, but you guys can see it because it's nicely detailed. The phone is the right scale to be a phone that he would use on a desk, and it's the right proportion ear-wise, head to ear. But then you have something like the record player, which very nicely sits on his lap. And I guess if you just wanted to play singles, it could work. This is supposed to be a pocket watch. It does not move. I don't think it opens. Oh, yes, it does. It does open. On one side, you have the time. On the other side, it's plain. If you put it in his hand, which I've done, it's the right proportion, but then you would have to like loop it through something. It's plastic, so on the one hand, it's plastic, so it's not going to break, but it doesn't, from close up, it's not going to look right. We have a fountain pen. Which is about right, scale-wise. This bottle of ink is exactly right. So I think you guys are beginning to see a pattern here in terms of what works and what doesn't work. Let me just quickly show you this. This is a hat. This is supposed to be a hat box. Obviously, he ain't wearing the hat. But then again, nobody else is either, because this won't even fit a Kelly, I don't think, correctly. But you do have nicely detailed this presentation box, which would fit nicely in the hand. It has inside of it a brooch, and there's molding in the plastic so you know exactly how to put the brooch in. Which I clearly don't. Go ahead and look at the handsome guy for a minute while I do this. There you go. You can't, unfortunately, wear the brooch. There's no way to attach it to piece somebody's clothes. As I said, this is supposed to be, I guess you could almost turn it into like a writing desk. His legs, like most male legs, are pretty thick, so it would actually be tricky to put it on, but it could work as a writing desk. Or something for him to lean on while he reads. The reading material is, for the most part, in 1/6 scale. And again, if I can, I'm just going to go above him now to what I laid out at the top of the desk. You have 2 radios and 2 lamps. I'll move this other lamp so you can see it a little bit better. The lamps are definitely desk lamps, and the radios are definitely meant for a desk, and they both work. Obviously, the one here on the left is a little bit older than the one on the right. This is pre-war, pre-World War II. This is post-World War II. But both work very nicely. And then just very quickly, I'm going to turn the camera this way and pull back to show you again. This is mostly womanly things. You have various nice bottles. I happen to like the detail of this perfume bottle. Nice bottles. They are smaller 1.6. 1.6.5 maybe, but again, they work. This is supposed to be a picnic basket. It's a little small for the picnic basket, or maybe it's a sewing. If it's meant to be a sewing box, it's the right for a sewing box. If it's a sewing box, it works. And they do a lot of sewing boxes. And what's nice is the handles come up and close on top like that. So it's secure. The shoes are really nice. And if somebody can tell me who can put them on, that's awesome. I don't see any figure that I know being able to put them on, even Poppy flat-footed. And the last thing that I want to show you, I'm going to turn the camera center again. I'll try to center it to the 3. Push this in a little bit. Not sorry the green candle fell off, because this is like, hello, Lumiere, Beauty and the Beast. Watch Disney come after me now. Anyway, they do come with various paper goods. This is supposed to be a mat that you put on one of the tables, and you can reverse it blue or brown. Another one is a set of postcards that you can cut out. The reason I did not do any of this is because I'm battling a cat, and the cat usually wins. These are family pictures. Not sure where you would put them. I think they fold into itself, because this is the front of the book. This is the front of the book, and then you fold it in back like a little mini album. From Modern Girl set, we have little doilies and some reading material and a blotter for her desk. More like a note card. I guess this would be patterns for the sewing kit. I mean, Re-Ment is incredibly detailed. Here's another magazine, by the way, from Re-Ment. Re-Ment, as I was saying, is incredibly detailed. What is most problematic about it is the scale, as I said, goes on and off really fast. And it is very tricky to stay in one scale. So one last thing I want to show you before I close, by the way, is a food court. And just to illustrate that one more time, these knives and forks, same company, these actually work. I'm going to turn the camera back down to his hand and come in closer. These kind of work as utensils, but they are a little too small. And this certainly would not be a dining cart, though you do have the nice reveal of a steak dinner here, and underneath here is a fish dish. So it does take a little bit, and as I'm going to scroll it up now, back over to the food, and then to the desk. It does take a little bit of imagination, but if you can scale it, if you have the right pieces, you can scale it right. You can definitely make use of all the accessories, if not the actual furniture. and make it work. Or even in the case of, again, this phone, if you can put it up on a wall, it'll work. Okay, guys. So if you are a Re-Ment collector and you haven't gotten these yet, though I'm pretty sure, given the rabidness of most Re-Ment collectors, you already have. If you haven't gotten these yet, again, one last time, they're called Modern Girl and Taisho Roman. I would definitely get my hands on them because they are a lot of fun. And I'm very glad that I found them and I got them. So for mystery foreign traveler who usually has a partner, and for Re-Ment, and again, my thanks to Bespock, Regent Miniatures, and oh God, forgive me, I will look it up and put it in the description box, and I will write it in also on the bottom who the third person is. Thank you again. And I will be speaking to you guys really soon with another review. We're going to pause on the Re-Ment because there's new Integrity to review. So the next review will be Integrity, and then we'll go back to some more Re-Ment. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Take care. Bye-bye.